Alright everybody, hello, this is Axter99 back with another relationship video. I am now almost there to becoming a online relationship life coach. I've done this because I want to help you guys out there with these relationship problems, these relationships that you have. I know how daunting, how heartbreaking they can be. I know how exhausting they can be at times. And if I can make your life a little bit easier by making a video, especially if I can help more than a few people out, that's exactly what I want to do. So in this video, guys, I'm going to be talking about breadcrumbing. Now, I am speaking to not just guys. When I say guys, I mean, men and women. I think that men and women, a lot of times, do get breadcrumbed. So you might be asking me now, well, what exactly is breadcrumbing and how do I know if I'm being breadcrumbed? Well, breadcrumbing is a great word, I believe, or a great description of what sometimes happens in a relationship nowadays when somebody kind of loses interest in giving a lot of effort to you, but they want to hold on. They want to hold on to the potential of you maybe one day being somebody important to them. But right now, maybe for months now, you really haven't been important enough for them to put much effort into you. And so what they do is they give you these little low effort breadcrumbs, you know, things to, spice things up or hold your attention and keep you hanging on in case they decide that they want you in the future. So a lot of times what this is maybe you have a relationship and in the beginning it was, fireworks, it was great, they seemed super, into you, they were super attracted, they were super interested in you. And they gave you a lot of effort. They gave you a lot of, honest, long talks, a lot of time, and they just really seemed into you. I mean, it felt natural, it was good, but then as time went on, maybe they met somebody else, or maybe they found something or learned something they found unattractive about you, but they still like enough about you that they want to they want to keep you around just in case they decide they want you later on. So what happens with breadcrumbing is, in my opinion, this is worse than ghosting. I think we all know what it feels like to be ghosted, right? You meet somebody maybe in a bar, you meet somebody online, you meet somebody on a dating site, wherever you meet someone, and they seem really into you. They seem like, they're really interested in going on a date or whatever. And you finally make plans, and maybe you go out of your way, maybe you take a day off work, whatever it is, to meet up, go on a date, do something real. And you're out there waiting, at the restaurant, you're out there waiting in a parking lot where you agreed to meet, whatever it might be, and they just never show up. And so maybe you go back home, you're like feeling that empty spot in your stomach, and you're like, what the heck happened? You try to reach out to them, and you get a cold, dead silence. Perhaps after weeks or months of getting to know this person, now they don't show up for the promised date they, said they would be there for. They seemed interested in meeting you, and now they're just gone, and they're not responding. Everything you send out comes back with just a cold, dark silence. And that is ghosting. I think, pretty much any of us who have dated much at all have been ghosted at one point or another. I remember getting ghosted way back, gosh, probably early 2000s, 2001, 2002, something like that. I remember meeting a lady and talking on the phone for hours and setting up a date. She seemed like she was super interested in meeting, told me how she was going to dress up and, everything. We had it all planned out. We were going to meet up at a restaurant. I think it was Olive Garden. And we were going to meet up and go on our first real date. I show up, the car that she says she's driving just never comes. And I just kind of get this weird feeling at that time that, she's drove by and maybe seen me a couple of times, or maybe she's watching me from across the street or something. I just had a really weird feeling that, she was watching me, sure, or she at least drove by and then just decided, you know what, I'm not doing this, I'm not going to the state, and just went home, whatever. And that particular date, I got ghosted, and I can't even explain how empty of a feeling that is. It makes you feel like, really foolish. They show up for a date expecting somebody to be there, maybe asking the waitress, say, hey, have you seen this person? Have you seen, this person? Maybe they're here waiting for me. And, they look at you with that, no, sorry, stare. It's just an awful feeling to be ghosted. And I feel like breadcrumbing is like way worse than ghosting. Because when you get ghosted, at least it's kind of final. It's really a, dark, empty feeling like it's over and they just, you know, just abandon you completely. But at least at that point, you can kind of get on and get over it. But breadcrumbers, what they do is they aren't really genuinely interested in you for whatever the reason. They're not brave enough or, it's very like cowardly, to be honest with you. They're not man enough or woman enough to have a conversation with you and tell you, what it is that you could potentially do that would make them more interested or anything like that. But instead, they kind of take like a really cowardly route, and they know that they want to keep you on the back burner, but there's something else on the front burner that's either a higher priority or, maybe they're looking for something that they find more valuable. They keep you on the back burner and they give you these little breadcrumbs. And in some relationships, it might be every couple of days that they give you a nice breadcrumb telling you how much they're thinking about you, whatever. But usually these breadcrumbs are really quick, really low effort texts or maybe even messages that they leave you telling you, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't, do this or do that. Sorry, it could be every day. It could be that you usually have a nightly conversation and, then after many months of having great conversations or whatever, you suddenly get to a point where now they're suddenly falling asleep all the time or they're this or that, or there's always an excuse, but it's always a really quick excuse. Hey, like, I'm sorry, I ended up cleaning my house and time got away from me, but I'm really tired. I'll see you tomorrow. Something like that. It's just really low effort, like breadcrumbs. Let you know that, hey, they're interested. They're sorry they didn't spend more time with you or they didn't do whatever it was with you. But, they're just trying to keep you hanging on. And some breadcrumbs, like I say, are sent to you every few hours when you're used to having more time with them. Or breadcrumbs, a lot of times, are, sent to you every 2 or 3 days, whatever it might be. Regardless, you can usually tell by the types of text messages that they're breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs are really low effort, really generic a lot of times, perfunctory messages that don't take a lot of effort. They don't give you a whole lot of details. They might leave you like wondering like why, like, can you explain more? But they're just really, a lot of times they're lies. They're just, let's be honest, they're just, they're bold-faced lies about whatever it is or why they're not giving you more time or giving you more text or giving you more information. A lot of times they're excuses. I fell asleep, I was sick, and this and if you start hearing the same things over and over and over again about, hey, I fell asleep, hey, I'm sick again. I mean, if this person has been sick like 6 times in the last month, on different weeks or whatever, yeah, it's probably breadcrumbing. I mean, you're going to feel it. You're going to know that something has changed or something's not right. And with breadcrumbers, guys, I can't tell you enough to leave these people and quit letting them hold on to you with these really low effort bits of food. Don't sit there and take these little teases every couple of days or whatever and accept that, especially if you're wanting more, especially if you know that this other person knows that you want more of a relationship than what they're giving. So if you're willing to give them all kinds of details about your workday and how your day's going, and you're leaving them long walls of text messages explaining everything, but they're just not there for hours, and finally hours later they come back and say, hey, I'm sorry, I was sweeping my floor, or I was vacuuming, and I'll be back. A lot of times that's what it's kind of like. It's like they'll give you some excuse and they still won't really read your text or say anything about it, but they'll just say, hey, I'll be back later. And then when they come back a few hours later, it's the same thing. Hey, I was just thinking about you. I just wanted to know how's the weather out there. And then they're gone again. That kind of stuff is classic breadcrumbing. And I feel like this is something that happens more and more and more. What people do, the reason they breadcrumb, a lot of times it it's a way for them to make themselves feel more important, to kind of pick up their own self-esteem, and really all they care about is themselves. They're basically using you as a potential backup, as hey, somebody they can call, at least to themselves, as a potential partner, a back burner. Hey, I have somebody in my back pocket that I know is really interested in me, and if I ever want this person, all I have to do is try a little bit harder, and they're going to be all over me. Because in their thoughts, they're like, hey, if I'm giving this guy a breadcrumb, or if I'm giving this gal a breadcrumb, every couple of days or every 8 hours or whatever, just giving them a really low effort breadcrumb, and they're hanging on, boy, I can only imagine what they're going to do a month from now when I finally give them a little bit more effort. They're going to be all over me. And it's basically a way for them to just hold on to you. They don't want you, the last thing they want is you just breaking away and maybe going out and finding somebody that's going to actually give you the time of day, to give you the time and effort and love that you deserve. They don't want that. And that's exactly why they breadcrumb you. They want to keep you in their back pocket just in case they ever need a little attention, just in case they ever need a quick pick-me-up, if they need those compliments that you like to give them. You're great for that. They want to keep you for all that kind of stuff. They sure as hell don't want to give you very much at all. You know, um, it's really crappy. It's really, really, really selfish. And I feel like sometimes breadcrumbers don't even know that they're doing it. I think a lot of times they do. They do know that they're doing it. But man, they're going to give you every excuse in the world, if you try to bust them on it, or if you try to call them out on what they're doing. Yeah, they're basically gonna flip the finger right back at you. So you know how a lot of times in relationships um, we hear about people that cheat in a relationship, right? Often people that cheat in a relationship will come back and they will be pointing the finger all the time at the person they cheated on, because they have a lot of like self guilt, and they will basically try to make the other person, they'll accuse the other person of cheating when they're actually the one doing the cheating. That happens all too often. So if you actually go and try to call somebody for breadcrumbing, if you try to call them out on breadcrumbing, or giving you, not giving you enough effort, or, why have things changed, whatever, they're going to say that it's all in your head. They're going to say that you are, you know, uh, they're just going to basically blame it all on you. They're going to say that you're being way too needy, that you're not giving them enough time. They're going to tell you, hey, they're going to really try to put the guilt on you and say, hey, I'm sorry that I'm spending time with my family. I'm sorry I'm spending time with my son or my daughter. Oh, I guess you just want to be so much more important. I guess you think you're more important than my daughter. That's the kind of crap they're going to give you, when it's like they're not giving you nothing at all. And they're not giving you nothing at all for an extended period of time. They're basically breadcrumbing the hell out of you. And then you try to say, hey, what's going on here? And then they're going to make you feel bad. They're going to try to put it all on you and say, oh, I'm sorry, I was spending time with my daughter. Ladies, guys, do not allow yourself to give your heart to somebody who only wants to give you these meaningless little breadcrumbs. It's pathetic, it's super selfish, and this is not somebody that you want to invest your time, your heart, and your soul into. Okay, I've been here. I know how it feels. I know how it feels to feel like you really love somebody, to go through maybe years of a relationship, potentially months or years of a relationship, and feel like somebody really, really cares about you and loves you. And then for whatever reason, maybe their romantic interest changes, but they don't want to give you up completely. They don't want to lose you, so they breadcrumb the heck out of you. And I know how that feels. It's a very, very very painful. It hurts. It's empty. And if you are in one of these relationships, I guarantee you, your heart inside, it probably feels really empty and you're probably really confused. So be sure to comment down below, guys, if you guys are being breadcrumbed or you think you're being breadcrumbed. I'd love to get back to you. I'd love to have other viewers kind of help you. And, the more details you can give me about what's going on, probably the better I can help you. Or you're always welcome to send me an email, a personal email, where I can respond back to you personally at askzaxter@yahoo.com. That is my email address, askzaxter@yahoo.com. If you want to get my personal, just a one-on-one type of an email where I give you a response and give you my advice on what I think is going on. And with that, keep in mind, with these askzaxter@yahoo.com, most of the time I just respond to the email, let you know what I think. But with that, keep in mind that your email could be read in a future video of mine, especially if I think that responding to your email specifically might help a wide, amount of people out that are in a very similar situation as you. When I do make such a video, though, I never give any kind of details about who you are or where you live or anything like that. It's going to be very general. So all that is left out of such a video. But again, my email address, if you do have a relationship problem or a question about this kind of stuff and you want my advice, be sure you reach me at askzaxter@yahoo.com. Guys, you guys are great people. That's why you're watching this video. It's why you care. You have a big heart. You're giving your heart away to somebody, and you deserve to, have somebody being there and giving you their heart right back. You're giving love. You deserve the same amount of love and interest back. So don't sell yourself short. And for God's sake, please don't waste your time. And don't give these breadcrumbers the satisfaction to think they have you in their back pocket for whenever they feel like they need a pick-me-up or a compliment or a ego boost. Because that's really all they're keeping you around for. They don't really have any kind of true interest in giving you what you want. That's my advice, guys. Hopefully this helps somebody out. If it helped you out, please comment down below. Be sure you like my video. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, be sure you hit that subscribe button so you get updates on every kind of future video that I make. I do focus a lot of my videos and channels on gaming, but if you only want my relationship advice videos, be sure you check out my Real World Love channel. And you can check that out up in down in the description below, and also from my main Zaxter99 channel. There is a link right there on my banner to go check out my Real World Love, where all these kind of relationship videos are uploaded, and only videos that deal with relationships are uploaded there, so you don't have to sort through all my gaming videos and videos you may not be interested in. This has been Zaxter99. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and best of luck to you out there in your relationship. Remember, communication is vital. Being honest and upfront is vital, and don't sell yourself short. You deserve to be loved for the great individual person that you are. Have a great day. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care.